Hi everyone, today we're going to make a delicious and authentic and easy, which is important, Russian treat called Pryaniki. We're going to grab our milk, sift our flour, and measure out the amount of sugar that we're going to use. You can definitely use white sugar, and that's what most people actually use. So once you've got those, combine the brown sugar with the flour and heat up your milk until it's just about boiling, like steaming, but not fully boiling. Start adding the flour and sugar mixture to the hot milk and whisk it together so that we don't get any clumps. We are adding the dry ingredients in slowly. And this just got out of hand. I don't know why I left that in, but it's kind of funny. Once all that's combined, measure out your cocoa powder. You can adjust that to your taste, by the way, but I've got the measurements in the description. To your milk, flour, and sugar, we're going to add unscented vegetable oil, baking soda, and cocoa powder. At this stage, separate the yolk of an egg from the white of an egg and add the yolk into your dough. After that, you're going to start sifting more flour into this mixture. Again, we're going to do it slowly. Switch to a spoon once it becomes too hard to mix with a whisk, because that is something that will quickly happen as the dough gets very, very sticky and difficult to handle with a whisk. And with a spoon, if you ask me. But it turns into this very nice sticky dough. You're going to need to sift some flour on it so that it's easier to handle before you take it out of wherever you put it. I put it in a pot because, I had space in a pot. And just roll it out to around 1 centimeter in thickness. You can make them thicker or thinner, but 1 centimeter works pretty well. And make sure that you flour your surface before you start rolling it out too, so that it doesn't stick. Once again, it's very easy to handle this dough. I'm using a 5 centimeter cookie mold. You don't actually have to use a mold. You can just roll these into little balls. They will turn out just fine, like that. And here we go with the mold. Line a baking tray with some baking paper and pop these guys in the oven for around 10 minutes. It's best not to over bake them. They bake pretty quickly and we don't want to lose that softness and density in the end product. In the meantime, let's make our glaze. Sugar and that egg white plus a bit of lemon juice. Whisk that all up. Usually people use powdered sugar, but I didn't have that, so I had to use regular brown sugar, which still worked out fine. Once the pryaniki have cooled down to room temperature, we're going to start spreading the glaze over them. And this glaze spreads very well, it dries very well, and it's much easier to use your hands. In fact, I don't know how else you would do it. Then you're going to let the pryaniki rest overnight, and you will have these beautiful little pryaniki. They are quite dense and soft, not too sweet, and the glaze definitely adds a touch of extra sweetness and a little crunch to them, which makes them very delicious and just an overall original, authentic Russian treat. I mean, there it is.